Okay, so health advice, right? Anyone else feeling kind of bombarded out there? Like, one minute it's all drink lemon water, the next it's crazy workouts and kale smoothies for days.
Mm.
Makes you wonder if everyone else has this whole wellness thing figured out.
It's true. There's a lot of noise to wade through, easy to feel overwhelmed.
Totally. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive today. We're looking at a Spavelous article, Personal Health Priorities for Self-Care. Got to cut through the clutter and figure out what actually matters.
Sounds right up my alley. It's about tuning in, less about all that external noise.
Exactly. So get this. The article kicks off with this stat, right, from the Kearney Consumer Institute. It says 62% prioritize exercise. Okay, good sign, right? And then 55% are all about prioritizing sleep.
Yeah, sounds like folks are on the right track.
Hold on, here comes the curveball. Those are the first things to go when life gets hectic. They even call it the sleep exercise paradox. I'll be honest, I raise my hand on that one. You have every intention of working out, getting those Z's. Then deadlines hit. Next thing you know, it's coffee and pure willpower.
It's that disconnect, isn't it, between what we know, like intellectually, and then what actually happens. It's like our brains are all about those urgent things, deadlines, errands, that to-do list that never ends. Sleep, exercise, they're important, but those needs get shuffled when things get frantic.
It's like we forget that taking care of ourselves, that IS, productive. You can't exactly show up as your best self when you're running on fumes. So the article suggests like non-negotiable appointments for sleep,
Yeah.
for exercise, just like a work thing. Put it in the calendar.
Now that's an analogy I can get behind. It's so true though, right? Like we wouldn't bail on a big meeting with the boss or a client, but with ourselves, it's always, oh, I can move that around or maybe later.
And that's the thing. When we shift that mindset, when those things become essential, it changes everything. Suddenly, it's not guilt, it's an investment.
Yeah.
And that's powerful. It's more than just scheduling, though, right? Well, one thing I really dug about this article, it's big on ditching that one-size-fits-all thing. What works for one person might totally backfire on someone else.
Yeah,
Makes sense to me.
absolutely. We are not like mass-produced robots here. Genes, lifestyles, you name it, even our backgrounds factor in. All of that shapes our health.
It's true,
Yeah.
which is where I think this whole health journal thing comes in. Sounds kind of cool. Have you ever recommended that to people?
All the time. It's like you become this health detective, tracking your energy, how you sleep, even how certain foods make you feel. You're gathering data, right? Real personalized stuff that generic advice just can't touch.
Okay, see the data part, that speaks to me. But you're right, actionable steps are key. The article mentions exercise snacks. Have you played around with those at all?
Micro workouts, yeah, surprisingly effective. It's about slotting in movement wherever you can, even if it's just a few minutes here and there.
Totally. Finding what actually works with your life, right? Maybe it's not the hour-long gym marathon. Maybe it's 5 minutes stretching in the morning, taking the stairs. Small stuff adds up.
And it's more doable. That's the key to habits that last. Consistency over intensity, almost every time.
100%. Something that really resonated with me, it was the focus on the emotional side. The article called Health and Emotional Journey, not just physical. And we forget that, I think, a lot.
You hit it right on the head. We're all about external goals. Got to lose weight, got to build muscle, all that. But what about the internal stuff? How do you want to feel?
Mhm.
More energy, confidence, peace within yourself.
Which is where I'm guessing the emotion-based goals come in. Instead of lose 10 pounds, it's feel comfortable, confident in my own skin.
There you go. It's a totally different mindset. It's empowering, not punishment. You're nourishing yourself to feel a certain way, not because you should.
It just feels more, I don't know, joyful,
Yeah.
sustainable. Like I'd much rather focus on how great a nourishing meal makes me feel instead of beating myself up over pizza.
And that's the healthier way to approach it, honestly, both for your body and your mind. It's about that positive relationship, learning to listen to what your body actually needs.
Speaking of listening to our bodies, the article it touched on something I think trips a lot of us up, that whole health versus self-care thing. Like, should I hit the gym hard today, or is it a bubble bath kind of night?
It's that constant push and pull, right? Should I push harder or give myself a break? We separate them, but they're really connected.
Totally. So then how do we even find that balance? You're told to hustle, but then self-care is important. It's a lot.
It is, and that's why I think this reframing is so key. Self-care, it's essential. It's not indulgent. You're not being selfish for taking care of yourself. It's more like filling your own cup so you can then give to others.
Okay, I love that visual. Because, yeah, it's not this either or thing. Sometimes self-care, the tough workout, And sometimes it's the bath or ditching your phone for a night.
Right, and to know which one, you've got to listen to your body. What does it actually need right now?
Yeah.
Rest, nature, a good meal. You already have the answer. Trust that.
This has been such a great deep dive, I have to say. We talked about ditching that one-size-fits-all thing, those non-negotiable appointments for sleep and exercise,
Yeah.
turning into our emotions even, and making self-care essential, not an indulgence.
It really comes down to this, doesn't it? You know your body better than anyone. Trust your gut, try things out, figure out what works for you, and never forget taking care of yourself. Not selfish at all, it's self-respect.
Beautifully said. Before we wrap up, any parting words for our listeners? The ones ready to ditch the overwhelm, find that personalized path to feeling good.
I'd ask them to think about this. What's one tiny, almost silly small thing you can do today, just for your well-being? Don't overthink it, listen to that inner voice and go for it. You got this.
And that's a wrap on today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and remember, you deserve to feel your best. Until next time.